In the highlands of Ethiopia, where the rivers carve deep valleys and the mountains pierce the skies, a queen was born. Her name was Makeda, later known to the world as the Queen of Sheba. Long before Europe's great empires, long before modern civilizations rose in the West, Africa was a cradle of wisdom, power, and ingenuity. Makeda's story is not just legend. It is a testament to African intellect, diplomacy, and leadership. Her journey across deserts and seas to meet King Solomon of Israel would change her kingdom, her people, and the course of history. The kingdom of Sheba stretched across the fertile highlands of Ethiopia and the arid lands of modern Yemen. It was a land of extraordinary wealth. Gold, frankincense, myrrh, and spices were abundant, traded across seas and deserts to distant lands. Makeda was born into this world of abundance and responsibility. From a young age, she was immersed in knowledge. Scholars taught her mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, governance, and the histories of neighboring nations. She studied the stars, knowing that celestial bodies could guide kings and kingdoms. By her teenage years, she was already renowned for her intelligence. She could mediate disputes among nobles, devise trade agreements, and negotiate with foreign envoys. The court of Sheba was a place of learning as much as power, and Makeda was its brightest jewel. Her advisors often marveled, saying, "This child carries the spirit of our ancestors. She will lead not with sword alone, but with mind and heart." Far across the Red Sea, in Jerusalem, ruled a king whose wisdom was spoken of across the world, King Solomon. His palace glittered with gold, his courts were full of scholars, and his judgments were celebrated far and wide. Stories of Solomon reached Makeda. They told of a king whose decisions balanced justice, intellect, and fairness. Could a king from a distant land truly match the brilliance of the Queen of Sheba? The question lingered in her mind. She knew that knowledge was power, and she sought to learn, to measure herself, and perhaps, to form alliances that could secure her kingdom's prosperity for generations. Makeda's journey was unprecedented. Months before departure, she selected her entourage: noble warriors, skilled merchants, scholars, and trusted advisors. She packed gold, precious stones, spices, and gifts, tokens of diplomacy, symbols of her kingdom's wealth. She consulted priests and astronomers to choose the auspicious time to depart, knowing that celestial guidance would protect the caravan from misfortune. The journey ahead was perilous. Deserts, mountains, and treacherous tribes awaited. Yet, Makeda's resolve inspired confidence. Her caravan would carry the honor of Sheba across seas and sands, bridging two great civilizations. Makeda's caravan moved steadily, guided by the stars. Sandstorms tested their endurance, while bandits and hostile tribes threatened the path. She led with strategy and compassion. When water ran low, she rationed supplies carefully, ensuring no life was lost. When disputes arose, she mediated with fairness, earning loyalty and devotion from her entourage. This was a queen whose strength lay not in the sword alone, but in her mind, her voice, and her ability to inspire trust. Finally, the caravan reached Jerusalem. Solomon awaited the queen, intrigued by tales of her wisdom and wealth. The first meeting was ceremonial. Makeda presented her gifts: gold, incense, and exotic spices. But the true test was not material, it was intellectual. She posed riddles and questions to Solomon, testing his insight and judgment. Solomon answered with clarity, justice, and foresight. Mutual respect blossomed, and perhaps admiration. Here, diplomacy and intellect replaced the sword. The Queen of Africa and the King of Israel exchanged wisdom, bridging cultures across continents. Legend tells that Makeda and Solomon's union produced a son, Menelik I, founder of the Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia. Makeda returned to Sheba, enriched with wisdom, treasures, and stories of distant lands. She governed with insight, ensuring trade flourished, knowledge spread, and alliances endured. Through Menelik, her bloodline would shape Ethiopia for centuries. Every palace, every law, every festival carried traces of her vision and influence. Makeda was more than a queen. She was a diplomat, scholar, and visionary. Her reign left Ethiopia culturally and politically enriched. She inspired generations of rulers, scholars, and leaders across Africa. Her story reminds the world that Africa was never passive. It was a land of intellect, influence, and power. Through her leadership, Ethiopia remained free while many kingdoms fell to conquest. Her story is proof that wisdom and diplomacy can be more powerful than armies. Queen Makeda's journey to meet Solomon was not just a tale of curiosity. It was a testament to intelligence, courage, and vision. Her story shaped Ethiopia, inspired generations, and echoes through African history. Africa was, and always will be, a land of wisdom, strength, and greatness. Subscribe to Ancient Africa Tales to continue exploring Africa's untold stories. Share this legend and let Queen Makeda's journey inspire the world.